And welcome back. We are now going to do additional work with text, and we've already seen how we can use text mask in order to go ahead and hide or show different kind of things within an image. But what's if we wanted to, for example, have a text on the screen, but we wanted like an image within that text? And that's what we're going to kind of look at here today, is to really kind of add that additional layer in here. So to go ahead and get this set up, I've gone ahead and imported my two images that are going to act as the two different layers. And so I have my masking background layer set up here, and if I hide that, you can see that underneath that is the tree background. So hide mask layer, boom, there it is. There's the tree background, and of course this is the aurora background. Now I'm going to go ahead and lock the tree background layer because I don't want that to accidentally get moved around. So that is going to be my first step. The second step is going to be, we're going to add our new layer and make that our text layer. So let's just go ahead and rename that now to text layer. And what I want to do is go to my text tool and set it up in a way that I can go ahead and put text in here that'd be an appropriate size. Now if I make it too small, you're not going to see the effect as well. So what I did is I went ahead and bumped up my font to size 250, and I made it red just so it can stand out really easy. And let's just go ahead and just type in all caps the word nature here. And if I move that around, you can see I can position it to wherever I think is going to be most ideal to really capture some of the different effects that might happen here. So for example, notice we have this nice kind of aurora moving through here. This should be allow us to get some of those different pieces in here. Now, what we want to do is mask this. And what I'm going to do is, just like we did before, we're going to right click on our text layer. We're going to choose to mask. And you will see that when I mask that, it now has the word nature here, but it no longer has that red font. Instead, it now has the colors that were present in that second image. So that allows that second image to come through. However, if we were to put this out as an animation, there's nothing right now animated. So in order for us to do that, all we're going to do is go to our mask background layer here. I'm going to right click and create a classic tween. And of course we have those classic tween dots that we're familiar with. I'm going to go to the very last frame here of my animation. I'm going to right click and insert a keyframe. And of course now we've set this up, but what we want to do is two different things. One, we're going to want this text to effectively move, but we're also going to want to make it so that we kind of have almost like a fade effect, so that way we can have this not just moving, but we can make it kind of fade away against this other background. So to set up this animation, we've already created the tween. We're actually going to first unlock this mask background down here. And of course you can see we now have this layer here present again to us. And all I want to do is move that. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that layer here. And again, this is why it's really important to lock that first layer that we have, because we don't want to accidentally grab that one. And I'm just going to move that over. Holding the shift key, let's go ahead and just move that a few frames over, just so we can have the illusion of motion here. And even though it's not present in this entire canvas anymore, it is okay, because again, remember, this is masked, so you're only going to see what is presented through these letters. The other thing we want to do is to kind of make this kind of do almost like a fadeaway. And you notice we have this color effects panel over here. Right now this is set to none. Now we have, of course, our other panels here that we're familiar with. The one that we may remember is that of alpha. And what alpha is going to do is allow it to kind of fade that away. And by default, we have it 0, it pretty much makes it nothing. But we want it to still have a little bit of presence there. We don't want it completely go away. So we can choose a value around 20% here to go ahead and allow that alpha to just kind of fade away. So we'll still see the word nature, but what it's going to do is, as that animation plays, the word nature will fade away into the original background. Let's go ahead and relock that mask layer now. Let's take our animation back to the top and press play. And you can see that we have that background that was moving in there. But you can also see how that fades out. Now we can always go in and adjust that. So if we say, maybe I want that to stay in here a little bit longer, I can simply just unlock that panel. I can go back to that image, click on the alpha here, and I can adjust. Maybe I want to bring that up a little bit more. Maybe I want that to be a little more present. So I can make it, for example, more around 35%. And if I relock that and I replay my animation, you can see now it's still there, it's a little more present. Or for example, if I wanted that to be quicker moving, I can do the same thing. Unlock my player panel here, adjust that classic tween, and we can get our animation set up to however we want. But again, a real quick animation of how we can use text and images to really help add another layer to animations rather than simply just making text appear and disappear.